Having a website is essential for any business. But with so many devices and screen sizes, how can you ensure your website looks great on every device? Introducing Responsive Website Design. Upgrade to responsive website design today, and give your customers the best online experience possible. With responsive design, your website automatically adjusts to the screen size of the device it's being viewed on. No more zooming in and out, or scrolling left and right. Your website will always look great, no matter the device. Get a free consultation. Contact us today at Mainstream Digicom.
Need an efficient web design strategy, search engine optimization, paid search engine marketing, or even social media marketing services. At JavaLogic, we make your website work for you by getting dream customers who are asking for your services. We'll find the best keyword combinations for your business so you can rank higher in the search engines when potential customers are ready to buy. We'll create and optimize your current website so that it is beautiful, easy to navigate. So when your dream customers visit, you'll want to come back again and again.
Peace, I'm Pharaoh Freeman, founder and director of the OFC. We're also known as the One Full Circle Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network, founded October 2011. I'm honored for this opportunity to introduce you all to the OFC, but more importantly, I'm excited for what this OFC BNI collaboration will economically do for your business, your family, and our community. The OFC is dedicated to bridging the gap between the French and the English-speaking melanated community, and to empowering the community by providing culturally adapted resources and support. But the power of the OFC is in our network. We serve a community of over 16,000 members. Our members consist of entrepreneurs and business owners, as well as individuals and families. All members are committed to supporting each other in order to create a solid economic foundation for ourselves and our future generations. Within the OFC, we understand that by supporting your business, your company will expand and will eventually create employment opportunities for our youth. Our model is simple. Members come to us for products and services, and we refer them to you. At the end of the day, we may have amazing products and services, but we need access to clients willing to spend money in our businesses in order for us to thrive. This collaboration is doing exactly that and more. Being accepted as a member of an OFC BNI chapter means that you will benefit from the powerful business-to-business networking and coaching from BNI, in addition to the constant flow of clients and support from the OFC. Like BNI says, we are stronger together. But don't take my word for it. Get involved and experience the benefits for yourself. If this opportunity is right for you, let me be the first to welcome you to the OFC community and to the BNI family. To get started with the OFC, simply sign up at ofccommunity.com. Our member success representatives are ready to be at your service. In the meantime, please remember to think of us first for all your community and business needs. Thank you again for your time and enjoy the rest of the presentation.
There are some principles that once you set a vision, there are some principles that immediately begin to interplay with that vision. Number one, it's all an illusion anyway. So the thing that's in front of you right now, you have to see past it and see the thing that actually is. But the other principle is, as soon as you set that vision, the opposite has to happen first in order for that to come. Now, let me explain that a little bit, because the principle is sound. The idea of negative, positive, and that you need that negative charge in order to attract that positive, right? So we set a goal or a vision, whatever it is, but what you have to recognize that's going to happen first is that you're first going to encounter the opposite of that. And it is the opposite of that that then allows you to actually release any fears that are related to the coming positive, right? So the thing that's going to get you from here to there is actually be able to look at yourself, face all the fears when you see the opposite of that, And as you release what you resist,
Yeah.
then what comes is naturally that positive space, and then the thing that you see. But you are so right that there needs to be that movement and that flow with what is, because
Right.
unless you're able to flow with it and see it for what it is, you can actually hinder yourself, stall yourself,
True.
and actually maintain that space that is supposed to empty out eventually.
I want to add a little extra on this morning. Grand rising, everybody. Let me stop my share. Blessed Melanin Rising, my people. I hope you're having an awesome Tuesday. I am so grateful to life. I'm grateful to God, our creator, and I'm grateful to our ancestors for creating this opportunity for us to be able to get together this morning. And I just ask that the time that we spend, that it be very productive and efficient for all our entrepreneurs who are on with us today. So welcome, guys. This is another OFC Community and Business Team meeting. As I look around the room, so it's a small group this morning. So I'll do the regular spiel real quick, just for those who might be tuning in on YouTube. But I do want us to take some time today just to chat and to build a little bit. There's a couple of key points that was mentioned today in the book and in the audio and in that additional little piece that I played from Dr. Joan there, that I think is important that we address, as a community and as entrepreneurs who are on the line. So welcome to all our guests and our participants. So for those who are tuning in, this is the OFC Community and Business Team meeting. First, to explain what is happening and what to expect for today. And so first off, we started with our audiobook club. We're listening to the 5 a.m. club. So between 7 a.m. and 7:30 is our audiobook club. It is exceptional, the book that we're listening to right now. And then we usually play a little a motivational clip, depending on the time. And then we dive into our meetings, where we first play a couple of clips from some of our affiliates in terms of little commercials and ads. Then we welcome our affiliates to introduce themselves. Our affiliates are OFC members who are at the service of you all in terms of members of the community. And then we open the floor where we do a round table where each person has an opportunity to introduce themselves, who they are, what they do, the challenges that they're facing as entrepreneurs, and the type of clients that they're looking for. And then as a collective, we are here to build and to support each other. Then at the end of the session, we have a featured guest or a main topic that we discuss. And then we have some questions, and then we close up our sessions. The sessions are recorded so that we can share them on YouTube after the fact. And we always encourage that people share the contact information in the chat, so people have an opportunity to connect, or when you're introducing yourself, that you do remember to say your contact information for anybody who is tuning in to be able to follow up with you. We do have housekeeping rules in normal circumstances. You normally have about a minute and a half to introduce yourself. That's 90 seconds. The meetings are bilingual, so encore, on vous invite à communiquer dans la langue de votre choix, et si nécessaire, dans votre cas d'urgence. So our meetings being completely bilingual, we encourage you to express yourself in the language of your choice, and we will translate if necessary. So I think that is it in terms of round table. Let me see, am I forgetting anything? If there's anything else that I forgot, I will chime in and let you guys know after the fact. So with that, I want to take a moment. Again, so we're a smaller group this morning. So guys, again, I do want us to take a moment to deep dive and conversate a little more in depth this morning, but I want to give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves. So for those who might be watching on YouTube, they'll be able to get your contact and know who you are and what you do. And I will start off with our brother, Ken. Grand Rising, Ken, glad to have you here as usual.
Grand Rising, everybody, Grand Rising. I'm the business trainer and coach in the group. People call me Uncle Ken. Why? I'm your favorite uncle, helping you to get the things that you want out of life. And that's why I like to talk always about KFC. No, not the chicken, not the chicken. K stands for know what you want. F stands for find out what you're getting. And C stands for change what you do until you get what you want. KFC, something to remember. We all need someone to help us to complete the puzzle of ideas we have. I have programs, I have ideas to help you get the most out of your plans. Think of me as your private university where you can go to get help. Uncle Ken, someone you can work with without breaking the bank to do it. Wow. What skills do you feel you need to help you reach your destination? Because being in business should be fun. Dali and Nora recently decided to work with me on their business skills. Both are excited to invest in themselves, and it's giving them more energy. Wow. Awesome. I'm using their services as well. I've been introducing them to my network and helping them to grow their network. I asked Keelio recently to help one of my clients with funding, and that's going well. As the B&I concept promotes, reciprocity, givers gain. Want to grow your business? Want to get results? I'm here to teach you, here to springboard your business. Help you to build the habits that will change the course of your business. I can be reached at 514-668-2320. My biggest challenge I don't have enough of you to love. Uncle Ken, come see Uncle Ken. 514-668-2320. Let me help you get the results that you want. KFC, not the chicken.
Ken, I appreciate you and I appreciate the energy that you bring. Can I get an acronym again? What is KFC again?
Know what you want. K. F, find out what you're getting. C, change what you do until you get what you want. KFC, not the chicken. Come see Uncle Ken. 514-668-2320.
Ken, I'm trying to write down the thing. You give me all these extra words. Change what you want.
I'll put it in the chat for you.
No, okay, yeah, change exactly, please and thank you. All right, because the change is throwing me off a little bit.
All right,
good, Ken. Thank you so much. All right, next up we have, so actually in terms of our affiliates, well, our sister Alvina, she's listening for today. So blessings, Alvina. And just so you know, we are in the process of reaching out to be able to get another insurance quote going from you. So glad to have you here. Sister Carlene, I'm not sure if you're here as a guest today as well. So we're glad to have you if you are. And again, I thank you for encouraging the community.
I heard my name.
Yes. Well, yes, I said your name. I saw you there. I wasn't sure if you were listening in as a guest, but I said I want to always, I like to give you a shout out.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's always a pleasure to be here. I love the book, the 5 a.m. book club. Anyway, I love the club. I love the inspirational. I'm thrilled to be there every Tuesday morning to support you, to be with you as a community, guys.
Thank you so much, sister. We're always glad to have you, and we thank you for the support that you give to the community and the help that you do provide. Merci beaucoup. Next, Sister Janet Cox. How are you doing, Queen? We are due for a meeting. Janet, you with us? All right, I'll give you a moment to get to your mute. And is she a Grand Rising Shiata? Are you plugging some stuff going on this morning with Westcan? Okay, so we got, all right, so people are tuning in and listening, which is fine as well. So but I am going to be diving into some conversation, so I'm hoping you guys are here to engage. I'll just introduce myself very quick. As you guys know, I'm Pharaoh Freeman, founder and director of the OFC. Glad to be at the service of the community. The OFC. Oh, Janet, you're up.
I am. I was trying to send the link to someone known as Fred Cox, and I got lost. So yes, I am up, and today it's just me. I really loved that session this morning on fear. The book, it's funny. I was up early and I was listening to a podcast, one of my favorite podcasters, Lewis Howes, and that's what he was talking about, fear and how it paralyzes us. So if we have a little discussion after that would be great. So today I'm going to talk about liquid green, and we have decided to overcome our fear of moving forward. And we have employed Dali from the group to help us with, we have had this idea since 2019, how to make our $1 million. And do you know what? We're starting to execute. So by the end of this week, we're embarking on a campaign where all we need is folks to purchase one box. It costs $90, 4 liters of our fantastic products. We will mix fruit and veggie wash as well as the multi-purpose cleaner, 4 liters in a case for $90. And all we need is for you to help us move these products 1 box per month for 1 year. Every box sold, you'll get an entry into win a trip for 2 to Jamaica. And we're going to be putting out the videos of the hotel and everything. So we're on. Stay tuned for more information. It's liquidgreenproducts.com. And a phone number would be 905-55-GREEN. 554, I think. 55 green. That's it. 55 green. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure, and I'm definitely looking forward to embarking. So $90 for a box, and and just to make sure I understood correctly, is it we purchase a box every month, or we just need to buy 1 box?
No, 1 box per month for 1 year. That means you're a reseller. You're not going to use all of it. You're going to.
I was about to say, I'm like, man, I love the liquid green. We use it all the time, but that's a lot of liquid.
Yeah, you're going to sell these. You're going to keep a bottle or 2 and sell the rest to a couple of friends and help, other friends. The next month, somebody else can buy a box through you, and we'll pay you a commission to do that. We have generous commissions, 35%. So the whole program will be rolled out.
I love that. There we go. Now we're talking so there's like a loyalty component to it now, like I love that. Good. Oh my gosh. I am looking forward to supporting that and encouraging that. Great job. And I'm glad you've connected with Brother Dali. He is an exceptional brother. That is awesome. So Queen Shiata, I see you on. You want to give Westcan a quick plug?
Yes. Hi, good morning. Thank you. Grand Rising. Good morning, everybody. It's nice to see you all and be on with you. And yes, so my name is Shiata Lewis Rouse from Westcan Folk Performing Company. And Westcan is a folk performing group that's based in Montreal. And we've been around for over 45 years, promoting, sharing, educating people about Caribbean folk culture. We use storytelling, dance, storytelling in the sense of theater, and workshops, dance. We do interactive workshops in schools and different shows and performances across the city and across Canada, really. We have great projects that we're working on. In addition, like with everything that we're doing, it's a very, very busy summer we have planned for ourselves. But we have a project called Golden Connections, where we are looking at fostering the connections for individuals over 55, connecting them to their Caribbean culture or heritage, and also connecting them to individuals in the community. And fostering and building those connections. We offer a variety of programs, different activities that people over 55 can enjoy and partake in. And it's called Golden Connections. So if you know anyone that is 55 and older and would like to see our list of activities we have, they start from July and we go right up until December. We end with a community luncheon. And we have a lot of different activities. We have walking groups that are going to be visiting different walking sites across the city of Montreal. So I think that's beautiful. We have weight training groups with Adam that's going to be teaching functional gym weight exercises to increase, to first of all, boost your confidence when you get into the gym and you know what you're doing, how to use the machines, and also just to increase functional mobility and stuff when you're at home. We have chair yoga and Pilates with Velcia. So it's going to be a lot of fun, in addition to, of course, our folk singing, folk drumming, folk dancing, and so on. So that's what we have. That's Golden Connections, and you can check it out on our website, westcanfolk.com. You can give me a call directly at 514-577-9267 and email us at westcanfolk@gmail.com.
Amazing. Again, thank you for everything that you guys do. WestCan has been a pillar in our community, just keeping that culture alive. And you didn't plug it, but I'll let you guys know every Monday there's a sweat class. I've been taking it for the last couple of weeks. Definitely, if you want to just get your body moving, you want to make sure that your joints are not stiff, and you want to potentially feel some aches and pains the next day. Yes, I strongly encourage you guys to participate. It is just good. It's just good, you know, for all those who want to get their summer body on. But it is good to just stay active. A lot of us sit behind our computers a lot. I maybe I'm speaking for myself, but it is good to be able to get out and get active. So I thank you, Shai and Breast Camp, for what you guys are doing. And
you get a good sweat. You get a good sweat. You get a good sweat.
That is, yes. You do a good sweat. And but again, like Shai was saying, so if you guys know of any 55 plus individuals in the community who might be interested in connecting, who might be interested in participating in different activities, please connect with WestCan. Their Golden Connections program is exceptional. Dr. Williams, I am glad to see you here. Grand Rising. Hey.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, and then there's no timer on. There's no timer on today. Okay?
Running a bit late this morning. I'm always having to decide on Tuesday. One of the reasons I get here late is because of that gym, which I go to is right on my corner.
Okay,
so
nice.
I'm like maybe 45 seconds from door to door. So I have no excuse not to get out of bed and go to the gym. So Tuesdays is always an issue. So late coming, late breakfast.
No.
Sorry. Hi everybody. I probably took up about 30 seconds of my
that's okay. We're not keeping track today. We're small groups and we're gonna
okay. Oh wow. Hey. In 1955, no. The story is long. Actually, I was actually going to implore people, starting where we are now, because I'm thinking, wow, as I'm reaching out to schools for the products that I sell, of course, now it's exam time and end of year. And I'm thinking, I know what my mother used to do at this time of the year. I mean, we would be so excited because the summer vacation was coming on and she would announce to us there was 8 weeks left for us to go back to school. She was already, my mother was like that. She did that even with birthdays. Seriously. We'd be like, our 10th birthday. She goes, 8 years. Yeah, she was. So you can see where I get my sense of humor from or something. I don't know. Anyway, all of which is to say, so we're all plotting for how we're going to survive our summer. Our next 10 weeks until they are back in school, in fact. So it's kind of this back of our mind. And so I was thinking about that in terms of, well, what am I doing? What is my company doing to get ready for the next session of schools, which is really only about 10, 11 weeks from now. And it goes by very quickly. And so I have to put top of mind the idea that I must continue to increase and maintain this, the energy about ABCs of Canadian Black History Kit, and continue to push and to remind people of the importance of our history in this country, and that we have an opportunity with this product to make a difference and to push our agenda. When I say our agenda, I mean the community agenda. And so that's really what I wanted to start off by saying, that my summer is not going to be, I'm going to just put things to bed. In fact, I am, as I have been saying for the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's a prep time for me to make sure my energy level is still high. My salespeople are still on the one, and we're ready into the fall. And so I need you guys to also be thinking about what kind of difference we want to make in the next school year. And so I'm going to finish there because you've all heard about my products many, many times. I'm going to put the information, my information, in the chat, as I do just about every week. And that's pretty all I want to say. Give you information and just kind of like keep it rubbing, you know, because we're not thinking about schools, right? I have a very unusual product. It's a school product. Right.
Yes,
So like,
you know, but
how
it's
do I
but it's
get
funny.
these entrepreneurs, these Black entrepreneurs, interested in a school product over the summer? And it's so you have to think, if I can get you guys excited about it, then when I'm talking with the schools, then and people in administration that are there over the summer, then I'm keeping up the momentum. I'm keeping up that energy. The focus is still there. The vision is still there. So.
So, Dr. Williams, again, I love what you're doing, and we do still want to, although you plug it every week, I do want you to say it again, because it is blackbiblio.com, just so anybody who's tuning in on YouTube after the fact. There's a couple of things as you're talking, I noted, because yes, it is a school product, but what it does, I feel it goes beyond just academic, right? We're talking about building self-esteem, we're talking about educating our community on what our contribution was in terms of Black people within this country. And there's a couple of things that come to mind that I just want to plant as seeds and again, things that we could deep dive into. But doing a media run where you go onto different podcasts and radio shows, but using the angle of like communicating to parents and how important it is to get these kids into the schools, because I really feel that we're not tapping enough into the parents who have an influence in their schools. Like they're like we're all an aunt, we're an uncle, you know, if we're not parents ourselves. And I feel that there is an avenue where, yes, we like decision maker, so to speak, is the principal, I guess, who has to agree on signing the check or whatever be the case, like for the materials to actually come into the schools. But I feel that with enough pressure, so to speak, let's use pressure for lack of a better term, from the actual parents of the students themselves, I feel that would make a difference. I also, I'm glad that we have Dr. Pierre that joined us, because he's a researcher. And I'm wondering if there isn't some kind of data that could be extracted from the information that he has to almost put together a letter. And again, I'm kind of thinking out loud with you guys right now, but it's something where the OFC could endorse a letter, maybe even in collaboration with the Quebec Board of Black Educators, citing some of the research information that Dr. Pierre has, and putting that out almost like a press release, putting it out into the community, but really putting some pressure on the school systems, explaining that there's a lot of injustices done to the Black community. We want to start rectifying certain things, and we want to start helping things foundationally. And we don't want to wait till Black History Month. We don't want it in February. We actually want systemic change to start happening. And we feel that by helping to influence the curriculum within the schools, at least ensuring that there's some kind of information available to these students, I think that's a very low point of entry for a lot of these schools. So anyway, so these are just a couple of things that I was thinking about as you're chatting in terms of how we could look outside the box. And you know, but again, I'm feeling like going the angle of getting teachers as our army, so to speak, to help to march our product into the schools. I think that could be good, and putting out some letters to apply a bit of pressure, I think could also be of value. All right, so those are things that come to me. All righty, brother Fred, I'm glad to see you here, brother. So are you going to talk Liquid Green as well? Do you have to, or because you're welcome to do so? But
No. Good morning, everyone. So nice to see everyone this morning. I barely heard what Janet had to say, and I think she spoke about Liquid Green, but I'm going to be speaking about our radio show. I just want to let everyone know that we have a fantastic radio show. It's called Liquid Green Health Show, and it's aired every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Reality Radio 101, and our topic focuses around health. What we would like, if anyone knows of individuals like doctors, we are looking for a doctor that can speak on topics like dementia, oral care, what else? DNA, right? Last week we talked about genetics, epigenetics and stuff. Is a very, very important new science that is being researched right now. So we basically touch on that, but unfortunately, because we're not doctors, there's some subjects that we can only dance around the topic. You know, we can't get into the nitty-gritty scientific or medical explanation. So we need people with that expertise in the medical field or in the psychology field that can really expand on what we are trying to, the message that we're trying to put out. It's a Liquid Green Health Show, and we are going on a marketing campaign for that product, for that program as well. We're working with Dali to help us put some stuff together. So that's what it is. The Liquid Green Health Show every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on realityradio101.com. Thank you.
Amazing, and that is noted. So, and you said it was doctors who might specialize in dementia, DNA, and there was one more thing you said. Oral care. I think we may have a doctor that we're working on that right now, but it's taken a little while to get him to make the decision. But if there's anyone out there in the community that have that expertise, we'd love to have them on our show to elaborate on it a bit. Perfect. And
oral care is not just brushing your teeth. It goes way beyond that.
Well, and that I was about to ask, because we do have a dental hygienist, and she's not a dentist, but she's a dental hygienist. But I'm wondering, is that what you mean? And would she be a good person, or somebody that goes a bit deeper than that?
We can get someone that goes a bit deeper, but you can have us call her. Have her call us, and we will, we'll have a conversation and see if it fits into the topic that we are looking for.
Amazing. All right, sounds good. Thank you. And I would like to have Dr. Pierre just introduce himself real quick, and then let's get into a little bit of talk about the topics, because Fred just brought it up again, because it is something that's it's important. But we gotta talk our mental. Yes, Brother Pierre.
Yes, hello, good morning, OFC members. It's a pleasure to be with you again. I was in Quebec last week. We sort of completed the quantitative part of the Black Quebecers pension survey. It was very interesting. We communicated with about close to 22,000 persons who gave opinions about the survey. And from our little experience, Brother Pharaoh, what we've seen is not looking good for Black Quebecers. And as I said, we are a research firm. We are a Black research firm. We have maybe one of the largest data set of Black people in Canada. We collect data on about 2,900 organizations, and we believe that our research can reach up to about 600,000 Black people in Canada, which is less than half. But I mean, we are trying every day. We're getting more and more clients, more and more persons who will fill out our surveys. We collect data on the Black population. We collect about 31 major indicators and about 65 minor indicators. And anything to do with research on the Black population, I think that we have the experience. We believe that we have conducted more research on the Black population than any other organization presently in Canada. And so far, we have done maybe over 500 studies, 40 countries. And anybody who wants to find out anything about the Black population, demographics, education, health, disease burden, any data, who are there, just please reach out to us. We'll be more than willing to assist. And I think with regard to your caller about getting data on teachers, I think that is a very good information. In order to impress the authorities, especially the white people, you have to come with data. And I think that is why people use us, because we have the data. And without data, you're just another person with ideas. So we can provide data. We have StatScan database up until close to 1996, all of the databases. So all the censuses, we take these information and compile them. And you just have to have the data, and all open source. There are a lot of open source data in Canada, and we have access to most of them. So, so just be there and call me, and that's it. And Mr. Ken, I think last week I called Mr. Ken about the sales program. I think, Mr. Ken, you have to call me again. So that's it. So have a good day, everyone.
Can you, Brother Pierre, can you share your contact info for us, please?
Oh, sorry. My contact information is 647-966-4783. So it's 647-966-4783. And my personal email is C as in C, Justine Pierre. So CJustine Pierre, justinepierre@gmail.com. Just give me a call or just Google me, Justin Pierre or Don Pierre Bonnet and Company Canada Limited. We are there. Okay, so once again, guys, thank you very much. And thank you, Brother Pharaoh, for introducing me to Sister Simon. Yes.
Yeah, Dr. Joan?
Dr. Joan, yes.
Yes.
And it's a pleasure meeting her. We had a very good meeting yesterday, and I think that something is there. And
awesome.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. This is what we're here for. It is to build these bridges and bonds throughout the community.
That's it. And so far, your previous caller, there is a company who had reached out to us called the Walnut Foundation. They're a group of health persons who are also interested in health. And I think that I will try to get in contact, try to liaise the previous caller with the Walnut Foundation. The data on Black men, prostate cancer, which is running away in Canada. So
that would be awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Could you put that information in the chat so we can get it, please?
I will put my information, and he called me and they'll reach out. I know the president very well, and the other members. I know they're doing some work with St. Michael's Hospital and some of the hospitals in Canada because of the prevalence of prostate cancer among Black men.
Amazing. This is great. All right, and this is why we're doing what we're doing. So thank you again, Dr. Pierre. Sister Janet, I see your hand is up.
Yes, for Dr. Pierre, I actually mentioned, I can remember your name or get your details, but I'm going to be passing on your details to our committee with the African Union, because as we're in the process of getting the diaspora connected, we're really looking for data. And they were asking, I told them, I know this gentleman in OFC from Montreal, that's going to be where we start, because we need the Canadian data, but we also need data from the diaspora globally. And I'm sure you're going to be able to point that.
And I think that you are coming to the right person, because as I said, we are creating an IPO. Our goal is to go public as a company, because what we have, I mean, since you may know that I'm a labor statistician, okay, PhD in migration and statistics, and we have been collecting data maybe over 20 years. So we have one of the largest data set of Black people in over 130 countries.
Oh my goodness, wow.
So any health data, migration data, all of that type of data.
So that's great. Yeah, you guys definitely need to connect.
Yes. Okay. Have a good day.
I'm looking forward to hearing awesome developments from you guys, bridging and for you guys connecting. So this is great. Definitely, please keep me posted. And Janet, again, I guess you realize from Dr. Pierre's phone number, he is in Ontario. So just so you know, he's closer than you think. All right. So basically very quick, and actually what I'm going to talk about I'll use it as a segue as well. So as you guys know, the OFC, we prided ourselves in being a support for the community for the last 13 years, being a bridge. And our goal is our goal is really the empowerment of our future generation. Now, what we've done over the years is be a bridge to create networks, to be able to help people to generate a revenue and to be able to just live a better life experience. But again, what we're realizing is that without addressing the mental health of our community, we're missing the mark. We're still somewhat missing the mark, because we're dealing with like almost a step after, because if a person's mindset is not in the right place, regardless of how much connection to make for them or attempt to make for them, it's not necessarily changing the bottom line for them, so to speak. They're still going, they still have certain habits, certain traumas, certain experiences in their life, and certain fears that are preventing them from excelling and moving forward. So I found sorry, let me close my point. So what we're doing within the OFC, we have partnered with a psychotherapist, Dr. Dr. Joan Samuel. I think she has like a third name that's slipping my mind now, Dennis, I think. But she's an exceptional sister who has created a becoming method and the National Healing Journey, which is an initiative that now with the OFC as a partner, the goal is to get everybody healing, get everybody access to mental health support. The whole process, the whole global vision is to heal the entire world, but it is to have people acknowledge the fact that we all are suffering from a certain level of trauma. We could all benefit from getting support when it comes to trauma, so trauma support, trauma therapy, and different things like that. We're also putting out a petition to get the community to sign on to say that, yes, they agree with those two first points, but they also agree that the government should be helping to offset the costs of the healing. And the healing should be provided by somebody that understands their cultural background, and that the work insurance should be covering this type of healing as well. So these are some things that we're signing. And so we have a target to get 100,000 people to fill out our petition. So we will, and this is something I'm definitely going to be looking to come on to the Liquid Green Show to talk about, maybe even with Dr. Joan. But the idea is to create the awareness about what we're doing. The petition's going to be ready in the next, well, the petition's already done. It's just Dali is also putting it on our site and different things like that. And then we'll start to promote it. And then that's the help that I will need from you all, is to help us to get the petition out to 100,000 people, either people who could benefit from healing or healers themselves who might be interested in getting involved. Because there is a component for those who do have a healing spirit, where Dr. Jones is going to be certifying them, educating them, bring them through the healing process, educating them, and then certifying them so that they can now become healers themselves. So I'm really excited for this, and looking forward to just what the future is going to look like with a healed community. And the trauma that we've gone through isn't exclusive to the Black community. It is something that's impacting everybody, but we're focusing on our community first, because obviously we've gone through a lot. So Janet, you took yourself off mute. You're about to say something?
Yes, I was just about to say something and you mentioned it. It's not unique to just art, because if you're Jewish and you went through that trauma, you're going to say, well, and it's so funny. That's what we talked about on our show last week. It was about our genes and how we don't need to be victimized by by the legacy of our genetic makeup, because there is something called epigenetics, and that's how we change the genes that we were born with through environment and lifestyle and everything. Even if you were born to a fat parent, you don't have to accept that that's your life. So the whole concept is wonderful, but I think we need to let our community know as well. That's why we need to talk to the geneticists, the doctors, because we really need to realize that, yes, we've been through trauma, but we can change it.
Amen. Good.
Right?
Well, yes, Janet, you're talking the talk, because that's literally what we've been talking about, and just getting people to understand that what we've experienced as a people. We are great people. Slavery did come through as an interruption to our greatness. But with understanding how life works and understand how contrast works, we need contrast for evolution. And so that was a big one. But it should not be our point of reference to everything. We should be moving past that so that we can get back to our excellence. So I want to take a quick moment for us to talk a little bit about what we heard this morning. So first of all, the 5 a.m. club, was there any nuggets for those who had those who were with us from this morning? Were there any key nuggets that stood out to you from the 5 a.m. club? While you guys are pondering, I'll just share one of the things that always
tickles me about the 5 a.m. club or motivates me is the subtle hints or where they like how they drop it in to have you understand that you are the master of your world. You will know, despite the challenges that you might be facing, despite what it is, your habits, your disciplines, like you have the ability to manipulate your reality, but you have to want it, and you have to be willing to push for it. You have to be willing to do what is a little bit different from the norm in order to stand out and to excel. There's a lot of people who are kind of comfortable in their space, but I want us to talk about becoming a little bit more uncomfortable. Craig, did you take stuff off of mute? Were you going to say something? No. Okay.
No, that was
okay.
No, sorry.
Okay, so now, as I, if there's no nuggets from the 5 a.m. club, then I would like to talk a little bit about fear. So the audio that we listened to this morning, the video that we listened to this morning, it addressed fear as entrepreneurs, as people who have a target, and it explains how everybody experiences fear to a capacity. But the winners are those who are able to experience fear and then evolve from it. So not let the fear cripple them. Now I'm a believer in the fact that quote unquote negative experiences like fear, everything happens for a reason. It comes into our life experience for a particular reason, and it is to show you something that you need to overcome, something that you need to kind of get better at, something that you maybe need just to prepare yourself to fight against, to be able to evolve and to grow from. Now, I had a question for everybody who's present. First thing is, let me frame this differently. What are your current fears? If you could list one. Everybody, and I would like to hear from you guys. We have a bit of time, so we could chat a little bit this morning. So if you're going to be honest, and actually we could even say, is there anybody on here who has no fears? Because that is also another perspective. But if you have no fears, then you must have.
Before I say anything about our personal fears, or I'll talk myself.
Yes.
I believe, again, regarding to the comment I made earlier about the generational hiccup that we've had, right? Or the generational trauma. It is one of those things that I believe that has held our community back as to be entrepreneurs, because I know we have it in our minds that we were not cut out to be business people. I know families, including my own, we're not from a family of people who have done business. And therefore, we don't have that example to draw back on. If you're supposed to compare yourself to some of the other communities where the kids, the Indian, the Chinese kids, the Jewish kids, they have grown up with seeing their parents as entrepreneurs, as the business owners. We are more we're the teachers, we're the service industry. Not that it's not important, but I think that has been a stumbling block for us. And I believe that's why we need to really push for more businesses, because every time I drive down a major street in Toronto and I see the wealth of businesses, and how many of them are Black? Probably 0.01%, right? When we started, I'll just share a very personal story. When we started Liquid Green, I actually retired early from teaching because I saw the benefit in what we could accomplish. And I was willing to step out of that fear and take the chance. And I had an aunt, and she said to me, why would you want to give up the good government job, the government pension, to go sell this, she called them your bottle of stuff, right? No, some business. I'm saying this in Pato because that's how she said it. No, some business of a China people. Okay. Wow. And she's only one generation ahead of us. Right. And that is some of the things that we have as Black people to deal with. So I just wanted to throw that in. I think we're learning personally, we're learning to overcome our fear. It's funny, Frederick and I were talking yesterday, and we were saying one of the reasons we think we're not further ahead in our business It was not just fear, but it was lack of the finances. Because I think for our community, again, no matter how great your idea is, if you don't have the proper financing, it's difficult. But if we were probably from another culture, we would have stepped out and mortgaged the house and done things to get the factory set up so we could produce on a bigger level and this kind of thing. But this is all now in retrospect, looking back. I don't know, but that was our fear.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, and thank you, Chair. So now, so you have overcome it. And because well, thank you for sharing that. And actually, I should ask both questions at the same time, because I would like to, if you're comfortable sharing what your fear is, and one is your fear and how you're currently overcoming. And the reason I'm asking the question and asking for us to share again, because we're here to help each other. Right. So if you have different tips and tricks that you're using to overcome, it'd be awesome for us to be able to share as a collective. Yes, Ken?
Yeah, I left Bombardier after 9/11, 2001, because of 9/11, and I couldn't get another job within aerospace. But I looked at myself and I said, what is it that I have that people would appreciate? And I had an amazing skill set. I had the leadership, the strategy, just about every other skill. The only skill I didn't have was sales skills, and that fear held me back initially. But I said to myself, opening your own business, I had no family members that had businesses, but I had all the skill sets. And so initially the fear of running my own business, opening my own business, was holding me back. But eventually I did it. I went out and did it. I opened it up and I started talking to people about what I could do for them. And they say, build it and they will come. And well, they came. And the first year, I made back all the money I invested to get my company started. And I haven't looked back. It's been 20 years now. And it was the best decision I ever made. Best decision I ever made. But having no entrepreneurs, nobody to teach you and show you what you needed to do was what held me back. But I overcame that fear by realizing that I had the skill set. The one skill I didn't have was sales. And that's why I say to everybody, you got to learn how to sell yourself if you want to win in business.
So I agree. And thank you for sharing that and for sharing that testimony with us. So I get it's safe to say that fear is a trauma. Okay, and that there's different things that would have happened, and like Sister Janet was expressing, in her case, she even had a person within her own family, like a generation above, because of their trauma within their life, their fear, they're like almost planting that seed in her. Thank God it didn't catch. But that's really what it is. So there is that fundamental understanding and knowing what we're dealing with. Because I think, and because I don't think it's wise for us to try to ignore fear, or try to pretend it's not there. I think it's important to acknowledge it, and when to acknowledge it, to conquer it. Like literally, like to conquer it. So you're not running from it anymore. You're not ignoring it, but you're facing it head on, and you're conquering, and you're conquering it. And I feel like once we're in a capacity to be able to do that, that's what actually helps us to evolve as individuals. Now, can you also just touch on another important part? Because what I'm realizing is that we do have a lot of potential within the community, and there are people who are
underused potential.
Yeah, underused potential. But we have people who are taking that leap. But you mentioned sales, but I'm wondering, is that the fundamental piece in being successful in business? Because what I'm realizing, because I have a privilege of dealing with a lot of different people in a day. So, but what I find is there's a common thread of either we are distracted, we're doing too many things at once, and I don't know why that is, but it seems like a common thread where some of the wealthier friends I have, they're doing like one thing, maybe at most two, And it's like one major thing that's generating revenue for them, and another thing that's like a philanthropic thing that they kind of do, and whatever be the case. But then there's a lot of business owners that I know that are not wealthy, and they're trying to run like 5-6 businesses at the same time.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. I worked for the Mexican government for 9 years. And the companies that came into Montreal looking to grow internationally came in with 5 or 6 ideas. And I said, no, 1 or 2 maximum. And we focused, we set goals and objectives in that. KFC, know what you want, find out what you're getting, change what you do to get what you want. We focused on 1 or 2 ideas. And some of those companies we took from $1 million to over 20 million.
Wow.
Focus. But they also needed sales skills because they needed to know how to sell their ideas to the people that they wanted to sell them to.
But yeah, but
it's foundational.
I'm a believer in the value of sales, right? 100%. Just because, like, regardless, even if you're not in actual business where you're selling a product, you're in sales because you're constantly selling yourself. Even if you're looking for a job, you're selling yourself.
You're selling yourself,
right?
So you got to learn how to do it properly.
Exactly. So and again, I just feel at the root, it's a lot of communication. It's understanding how to properly communicate and understanding how to listen. But now the focus part, I think, is like, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what we're focusing on as a people is like as entrepreneurs, and Fred, I'll finish my point and then I'll let you speak. But I just find that we're not like, it's like, I don't want to say we don't have any focus, but it almost seems like we don't have any focus, or we're focusing on too many different things at the same time. And it's preventing us from being able to excel in a particular area. So it's like, these are things that I want us to address. And it could be, again, a different trauma that we've gone through, or a different something that is making us feel that we need to do all these things to be able to make it work. But it's something that I think it's important that we pay attention to it, so that once we have our eye on it and we realize that this is actually something that we're doing, then we can operate a little bit differently. Brother Fred, your hand's up, you go ahead.
Yeah, this is a very, very excellent, very important topic and conversation that we need to explore a little bit more. And that's what we tried to do last week on our radio show. We were talking about DNA and specifically epigenetics. It's a new study, not really new. It's been around since the 50s, I think, or early 60s. But now the science is beginning to come out. And basically what epigenetics is the study of how our behaviors and the environment in which we live in can cause changes that affect the way we operate. We all have element of fear. You cannot avoid it, but we need to understand what it is and embrace it, because this behavior that we are experiencing now is something that has been planted from our parents, our grandparents, and our foreparents. That seed has been planted in that DNA, and it has been passed down over the generations. But we can't change it. We're not changing the DNA. We're making it a change with what is called the epigenetics, and that is a level above the DNA. And there are certain triggers that we can tap into and switch it off or switch it on and change our behavior. And that's how we overcome fear. That's how we overcome procrastination. As an adult, it is very difficult to really make that change because you have ingrown behaviors that's been programmed over the years in your mind. So it's a combination of mind reset and behavior change. Once you reset the mind, then you are able to make the changes because you understand the difficulty and the challenges that you're facing, and you're able to work with it. So it's a very, very good conversation, but we need an expert in DNA and genetics that can come in and really explain how this thing works. And that is where I think we need to start.
I love that. Thank you. But yes, I'll just I'll respond to your point, and then Ken, the floor is yours. Yeah, what you're saying, I think it's foundational, because I just noted that again. We got to set our mind right. And again, because I really think that's foundational. How we're thinking, what we're thinking about, how we're viewing ourselves, what we talk about, all these things I think are foundational things that are are hindering us from achieving our greatness. Ken, the floor is yours.
Yeah, it's learned behavior and conditioning, and that's what's holding us back. And until we break that and realize that we have underused potential that's hidden inside us, our superpowers that we were born with, we won't overcome our fears. Learned behavior and conditioning.
Learn behavior. Guys, this is, you know, I'm motivated because I do feel, and actually I do want to look more into epigenetics.
Yeah, epigenetics. Epi means above. Right, so it's studying that layer above the DNA. You're not tampering with the DNA, but you are activating that switch that causes behavioral changes, right? And it's very important to know, because we all have the same cell, one general cell, and the cells will make it changes and in every aspect of our life, depending on the environment.
Wow, guys, this and so if you guys haven't yet, Janet and Fred, I would like to connect with Dr. Joan as well. She might be a person that could speak on this topic, because it is she's a psychotherapist. But she's also registered. She was also a registered nurse and stuff like that. So she does have her background is exceptional in terms of the knowledge she has.
That'll be good, because we need to, you know, forward this conversation, open it up so the general public will understand, and as long as when people understand what it is that's holding them back, then they have a choice whether you want to move forward or not. But the whole idea is educating and giving them that opportunity to make the change.
Man, this is what it is. And I'll close with adding that what I'm looking forward to is, once we create this dialogue and this conversation, that we're able to walk the community through the processes of getting the support that they need. With that, guys, I am very grateful that we've had this opportunity to connect and to build again this morning. I'm grateful to life. I'm grateful to God, our creator, and the ancestors for being present with us and for guiding us throughout this conversation. And I just ask that life just continue to bless each and every one of you all, that your businesses be able to continue to grow and to expand, that they continue to support you, your family, as well as your community. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. For those who are available to jump on with us this evening, I'll be on with you guys again this evening at 9 p.m. and we're going to have Dr. Gaston Paul, who's joining us. He has an awesome real estate initiative going on. And then next week, I'll be joining you guys from overseas. So with that, guys, wishing you guys an amazing rest of your day and looking forward to connecting. I'll be reaching out to you, Janet and Fred, a bit later on today. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Stay healthy.
Thank you, guys.